This is University of Washington Hip Hop Student Association Radio.
With DJ Skinny G and Nate.
Blasting through your motherfucking speaker.
New artists, old artists, hip hop all day.
Welcome back to another episode of HHSA Radio. You're rocking with Nate Fresh. And yeah, we got Evan as my right-hand man today. Just want to talk about it real quick about our Fresh Fit fashion show that we did just recently. I want to thank everybody who came out and bearing with me through that dead audience. But I really appreciate you guys all being there. I don't know what it is about Fresh Fit fashion show, but the energy is just never there. It was there, though, when Javon performed. That was tight. And then there was a little cypher that happened at the end, which was pretty sick. But yeah, big shout out to all our vendors. And then I'm really excited to see who wins those SV Customs shoes. So I hope you guys filled out those surveys. But I digress. We know what you guys are all here for tonight. And that's for Parisalexa, a songwriter, producer, an amazing singer. You may know her from Fall Fling or Sound Off or our MLK showcase. But yeah, we got Parisalexa in the building. What's good?
What's up? How are you guys?
Pretty good. Yeah, I mean, so as I mentioned, you've been here on campus a couple times now, but I want to take it back to like the beginning. So I mean, as I said, you're a singer, and from what I understand, you've been singing since you were like, your first performance was like when you were 4?
Yeah, I mean, I was definitely, I've always been kind of like into music, and my mom likes to tell the story of when I was 3. We went to Olive Garden, and the only song I knew at that time was Ain't No Mountain High Enough.
Oh, tight.
And yeah, and it came along with hand motions and all this shit, and like, she told me that I just started performing outside, and people started just like randomly forming a crowd and then like giving me money. Whoa. And she was like, no, we don't need the money, but I mean, I would have taken it.
Yeah, that's tight.
But yeah, that's kind of like, so yeah, forever pretty much.
Yeah, and then like, were like your parents musicians or?
No, they just have like a really unique and deep appreciation for love and for music. Like a lot of their relationship was like formed on music. Like they met at a club, and like for their engagement, they like went to this jazz festival, and they named me Paris because they went to these jazz festivals in Paris, and like they love music. Yeah. That's
awesome. And then yeah, that's one thing I also wanted to ask was like, so Parisalexa, like I've seen it in a few formats. So like on SoundCloud, it's like one thing to like Parisalexa is together, and then I've seen it separate. Like, what's the official like?
The official one is one word with like the P as capital, and then the rest of it is everything else just lowercase.
Okay.
But I've definitely like, and you know what's funny about it is that I think the reason why I mess around with this so much is because it's my actual name.
Right.
And so, you know, some people, what's the name? P. Diddy changes his name to Brotherly Love or whatever.
Yeah.
So this is like my version of that.
Okay, got you.
Just adding spaces and like caps and.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was like, oh, Parisalexa's already taken,
no,
like there's so like she has to put it all together, or like or separate it. So no, I was always just curious about that. Okay, got you.
That's the official one. You got
okay,
it.
And then so yeah, you started singing super young. Like, were you like formally trained, or you kind of just did it?
No, I just did it. My mom said she played Beyonce through her whole pregnancy, and then that's why she thinks, you know, I popped out singing. So
that's tight.
It's kind of like always been just my thing, my jam.
For sure. And then like but then you did start doing like formal lessons, right? And
yeah, briefly. I did when I was like 7. I did was that really when? Maybe I was older than that. I think a little older than that. Yeah, when I lived in San Diego for a year and a half, and when I went there, I started doing musical theater and stuff. And so when I was there, I got trained. I actually got trained by Adam Lambert's.
I saw that.
Yeah, and then when I came back here, I had like a voice teacher for a little while, who's now a really close family friend, and she trained Sanjaya from American Idol. So both just conveniently American Idol stars. And so they were both really great, but it was really brief. And then I just kind of like took the fundamentals of what they said and just put my own style.
And were you like singing in school too at all, or?
No, that's the thing. I actually, I haven't talked about that in an interview yet, but I hated choir.
Whoa.
Like, choir, because I think I just hated the structure of it, and I just like, whatever. I remember skipping choir or like going in and then like leaving, going to the bathroom and like writing my own songs because I just didn't want to be like, you know, like.
Yeah. Do you know what like your technical range is like?
I did both. I was alto and soprano, and when I did performances like theater, I did sometimes mezzo soprano, but that was really when they didn't have enough people. So my comfortable was like alto.
Okay, so you said you would cut out and like go write your own stuff. I was gonna ask like when did you kind of start writing your own music?
Well, I started writing before I could even like make sense of it. Yeah, like I guess my mom's the one that tells me all these stories, but yeah, I didn't really make sense. They didn't really make sense, but before I could form sentences, and then just kind of transitioned into songs that actually made sense. And for a long time in my adolescence, like I wanted to sing only, and I was like, Mom, like I only want to sing, like I don't want to give anyone else my songs. And she would hear them and she'd be like Taylor Swift could sing that, or like, and I'd be like, no, like I want to do it. But I realized maybe it was like my first trip to LA when I was a junior in high school. I met the guy that produced Be Real by Dej Loaf and Kid Ink.
Oh, yeah.
Let's just be honest. Yeah, so I met him. His name's Jay Graham, and he was super tight. And at the time, he was 19, lived in LA by himself, and like was a producer. And I was like, you sold this? And like he's like, yeah, like this is how it works. And I was like, you know what? That was the first time when I was like, you know what? I could do this.
Yeah, for sure.
And I was kind of like secretly, or my parents were probably the ones that were doing it because they were paying for everything, but they were like preparing me for stuff. Like I did freshman year, I did songwriting camp at Cornish.
Yeah.
And then I did like Berkeley songwriting camp. So it was like music, but she was like, be a songwriter. Like,
yeah,
so
for
she
sure.
would put me in the camps, and so.
Yeah, those are legit too. Like Berkeley School of Music. I mean, so I'm from the Bay. I'm from San Francisco. So like, I mean, all the jazz kids would go over there and stuff, and I still have. Pretty sure I still know some people who go there actually, but yeah, it's that's legit though. That's what's up. Well, should we play? Let's play one of these tracks off of Bloom. We're gonna play Cross Pollinate first. This is a really sweet song, and yeah, we'll play that first. Let's get it.
Listen. That pooping and that hooing and that hollering, that goo-goo and that gaga and that bottling. I didn't want it until you put it on, and then that's all I ever thought about. I guess that it's just part of being a woman, also being a lover, being a human. It makes you wanna do it till you don't know what you're doing, and another human popping out. But on the other hand, maybe it takes a good man, something like a soulmate, to get me thinking, procreating the way I am. You keep saying the way you walk in the room makes me wanna give you babies. Boy, stop playing, you know this shit is too soon. Got us looking like we're crazy. One day, get a batter on the floor, baby. Never loved anything like this before. They're gonna be beautiful, just like the love that we made. Can't wait to cross-pollinate. I don't know too much, this life's a maze we can't decipher. I don't even know how to change the diaper, but I know the feeling that you're giving me inside, and it's enough to make some new life. This ain't just two people to get together, see what happens. This is lovers doing lovers shit, making magic. I can't wait until the day we create something great, populating with your wife. Now I understand. It takes a good man, it takes a good man, like a soulmate, to get me thinking, procreating the way I am. You keep saying the way you walk in the room makes me wanna give you baby. Looking like we're crazy. One day it'll be better on the floor, baby. Never did this before. They're gonna be beautiful, just like the love that we make. Can't wait to cross-pollinate.
Yo, we're back. It's HHSA Radio. You're rocking with Nate Fresh. And we've got Parisalexa in the building. What's good? And yeah, so we're kind of just, doing our thing in here, talking about Bloom, the EP that she just dropped at the end of January, and we're kind of just talking about kind of her beginnings in songwriting and singing. But yeah, that was Cross Pollinate. I think that's a really sweet song. Can we talk, like, when did you write that song recently, or?
Yeah, I guess I wrote all of Bloom last year.
Okay.
And yeah, I definitely wrote that song in secret, and like my whole family was trying to hear every song, and I was like, definitely not. You can just wait to hear it, like, when I release it, because, they'd be like, what do you say? Like, you're making baby?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, but I made it last year. I started dating my boyfriend now.
Shouts out.
Yeah, shouts out to Justin. What's up? And we'd been friends for like 6 years in high school and stuff, and like we're just super opposite. Like I said, I was skipping class to write songs. By the way, it wasn't just choir; it was every class. Like I was
shit.
not. I was like at school, but I was not at school. But go to school, go to school. But he was like, thriving. High school was like his favorite time. He was like on the basketball team every single year, and like we were just family friends. And then randomly, well, I guess it wasn't random, but he was just like, well, like, I'm in love with you. And I was like, nah, like, no. And so the whole entire project was kind of just like the phases that I was going through of like accepting it, and then how I was feeling. And then, yeah.
That's right. Well, we're going to keep on talking about that.
Yeah.
But so another thing that we mentioned at the beginning is you also produce. And I was kind of wondering, like, so you've been songwriting since you were like a little kid, before you even like knew like what was going on. So how did you get into producing?
Well, okay, so my production, I play piano by ear. That was my first thing, or my first instrument, I guess. And then
Chordal instrument, very important.
Yeah. And then I got my loop station, and I want to say like a year and a half ago, even though my parents have been telling me before then, like, you should really hook up your keyboards to the loop. And I was like, I'm like, nah. And just because I'm lazy or whatever, like, and so I did it. And so then that's kind of how my production started, I guess. I just started messing around with sounds and like, I don't know, forming beats, and it just seemed like the other part of songwriting.
Okay, for sure. So you were playing by ear, playing piano, and then like time frame, when were you kind of messing with looping and stuff like that?
So looping happened, my 16th birthday is when I got the loop station. And then, yeah, shortly after that was like, I started performing in coffee shops and stuff. Then I did a show, and then like I think like the next year I did Sound Off, I want to say. Yeah, I guess I was 17. Gosh.
Damn. Okay,
Damn.
for sure. Yeah. And then like, is there a program that you use for looping, or?
No, it's just the box. It's
Just
the
the box.
Boss RC505, and it has like 5 different tracks that are like unlimited. And so it kind of, I guess the creative space of it and being so freeform allowed me to just create without thinking about like, oh, I'm producing or whatever. And I started like from filming videos of myself, or like, and then I was like, okay, so I guess I'm a producer now too. So
That's tight. And then like, so now that we're talking about looping and stuff, can you kind of break down like what your live performance is like? Because I feel like it's pretty unique.
Yeah.
So can you break that down for people who don't know?
Yes. Well, I like to make it a party, so I like to make people, have a good time. That's like my number one thing. But yes, I include vocal looping, so like I try to like loop live, or at least a little bit, because the rest of the time we're partying,
Right,
so
right,
I gotta
yeah,
balance it. But yeah, it's a lot of like live looping and just showing you exactly how I make, or giving you an idea at least of how I make all my songs, because most of them are like either with my voice or like something organic. So
That's tight. Yeah, a lot of fun to go see her perform live. I think I've seen you a couple times. I saw you open for Travis over the summer, and then at the MLK event. I was abroad when Fall Fling happened.
Oh, cool.
But
Travis' show is tight.
yeah,
That was so fun.
so fun. It was like just a total town event, like
Right?
West Hell,
Oh, yeah.
you, Dave B. I'm definitely missing FTB.
Yep.
Always
Oh,
fun.
yeah.
I definitely got to get more money through.
Oh, for sure. There's an interview of him that just came out yesterday of him literally talking about apples. Like, he like loves
Bruh,
apples.
we got to talk about apple
Definitely.
juice.
Apple.
Yeah.
Mr. Apple. Yeah.
Oh
he's
my
tight.
gosh, so good, and the roller skates too.
Oh, yeah.
But oh my god. Okay, but we'll talk about those guys in a minute. But so you started producing or like looping, and then when and that was in high school, and so like how did you get involved? Like when did you get into How did Sound Off happen?
Okay, so Sound Off happened. Actually, my great friend and a great person to know if you're trying to get connected in the scene, Sarah Loritz. She works for STG. And I did More Music at the More, which is an event like one of my parents' friends told them about. And like, oh, you should do More Music at the More. And so I did that. And there I met Upenu Moore, who produced Half a Bloom, and Romero Francois, and like a couple other people. Like, but this was like before all the shit. Like before it all. And we were just like.
So this was in high school?
Yeah. Yes. This is my junior year.
Okay.
Yeah. And I just like, yeah, they're tight. But I met them, and then from doing More Music at the More, I kept in contact with Sarah. I would do like little SCG events here and there, like, you know, the Chihuly Gardens or like whatever, you know, mostly corporate stuff. So I was meeting all these like corporate people, and she was like, there's this thing called Sound Off. You should totally do it. It's like a battle of the bands. And I was like, really? Like, you think I could? And she was like, yes. And so I auditioned for it, and I got a call back right before I was about to go to Miami for another like education and music program called Young Arts. It's National Young Arts Program. Like, there's all these different facets you can apply, and then you go and showcase your talent. It's really tight. I literally love them so much. But I found out right before I went that I was in Sound Off, and I was like, oh my gosh. And in my round, I remember was like Travis was in my semifinal round, and I remember looking at his Tom Hanks song, and I was like, this is the best song I've ever heard. Like, what?
Yeah, he's great. Yeah.
I can't believe I was still tripping off the fact that like I even found the song and him, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I'm about to go against him. Like, I'm gonna lose. Like, I'm definitely gonna lose. And then I didn't end up losing, even though he got crowd favorite by, you know, I was like the one cheering the loudest because he was freaking awesome.
Yeah, he's dope.
And yes, and then I got to the finals and I got second, and I got second place too, who are now my other great friends, Cosmos. And so we do a lot of shows together too.
Yeah, so I mean, well, you're doing a bunch of different stuff beforehand, but did that kind of like loop you more into this? I mean,
into the scene.
Yeah,
no,
into the scene.
100%. That between that and More Music, like 100%. I totally stand Sound Off, and like it's just a great entry into the scene because a lot of people that have come from there, like it just has such a great history.
Right. I mean, Macklemore and Ryan Lewis started it, right? Is that? Or am I tripping?
The Residency. I think.
Yeah, the Residency.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
No, it's all good. Yeah. They're actually pretty involved in it too. But I know for a fact, like BFA, Saul, Dave, definitely Otieno Terry.
Yeah, Saul always goes. I'm pretty sure.
He totally came from it, and like the cool thing about it is that a lot of the most and then also other people like Pickwick and other like different genres, but still Seattle musicians. Yeah. And there are people that have gone on to have really successful music careers from here that like didn't even win, which is so inspiring because it's like it's a competition, but it's really not. It's really just like A, networking, B, you get to meet like other people that are passionate about it, like you are, and friends. Like I met some of my greatest friends there, and yeah, it's like a family. You keep going back. So.
And just to plug them, I mean, the DJ before us, Cameron, his band is performing in the final tomorrow. So if you guys have time, go to, I guess it's called Mopop now.
Mopop now.
But go check that out. Seattle Center.
Building right by the Space Station.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it just seems like it's a super dope platform. And like it's such a huge opportunity if you win, it's like you get to do Capitol Hill Block Party, Bummer Shoot, there's like an interview, and then I think like you get to perform at KEXP as well. Like a video or something. But
the cool thing is that they like change it every year because so many people want to be involved in it.
Yeah.
And like a lot of the judges are like past Seattle art. It's just literally it's like the number one thing I could recommend for anyone in the town, like around here, like to Sound Off. Totally.
Yeah, for sure. And so you brought up, I guess it was before Sound Off, the More Music, More Seattle's premier program. It's like regional top talent.
Yeah.
How did you just find out about that randomly, or they reach out to you to come through, or?
That was, I think I like went when I was younger a little bit. Either that or I think it was like a family friend that just told us like, hey, you should do More Music at the More. And my parents just brought me, and I auditioned, And I want to even say that, I think I like just had gotten like perfecting the loop station, and I did like my first like loop performance in front of a broad on like, judges or whatever, and so I got through, and that's awesome. So that's like an interview process or like an audition process.
Okay, for sure. And then that was like you got to work with Sheila E. Like, what was that experience like?
She's awesome. She was really great. She was like, it was like one person spread across a whole group of people, but like the times when I got to like chill with her, she was so great. And I actually got to go on TV with her. Yeah, I got on New Day Northwest. Yeah, New Day Northwest with her, and she said on there she was gonna give me a, record deal. So I'm still waiting on it.
Yeah, still waiting on it.
But I got her number, so I hit her up. Her, you know what I'm saying? She says
that's tight.
She heard the album, so that's tight.
That's awesome. And like, do you feel like that opened a lot of doors too for you?
More music. Like, what more music did more than anything, again, was like just established family, and like just the fact that you're a part of something that continues to go on makes you feel like you never stop being a part of it.
Yeah.
And I've suggested a ton of my friends to join that too. And so I know this last year I went, and like more than half of the people that were in it were like my friends. People that I felt like this was, this came from something that started years ago. And knowing Romero, and there's a group called Valadares, and like there's just people that I still keep in contact with, and like I'm still cool with, and we only vibe because like they're just as serious about music as I was, and it's just super cool.
All right, well, let's play another track.
That's it.
And then I think we're gonna play "Hole in the Ground," which is the first track off of Bloom. So let's get that started.
If I fall, ain't gon' fall into. I listen to rabbit hole calling you. Down, down, down like a parachute, like a hole in the ground. If I fall, ain't gon' fall into. I listen to rabbit hole calling you. Down, down, down like a parachute, like a hole in the ground. If I fall, ain't gon' fall into. I listen to rabbit hole calling you. Down, down, down like a parachute, like a hole in the ground, fall in love with you. If I fall, ain't gon' fall into. I listen to rabbit hole calling you. Down, down, down like a parachute, like a hole in the ground, fall in love with you. I've been seeing you different now, change the way you been getting down. If I'm honest, I'm about it. Don't tell nobody, but I look like a fool in love. Don't act like you're brand new, what's up? I look stupid and you look dumb, but damn if I was the only one. Lately I've been battling, fighting these feelings for you, baby. And I've been trying to get myself together, but it's making me look crazy. Oh, and I wish I had the upper hand, but you got me stuck in la 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 land. And it'd be a miracle for you to get me to admit I'm being crazy and shit, just cause I want you to be my man. See, I ain't gonna tell you what you can take, I can take it to the grave. Slip up, slip out my mistake, I hope you reciprocate. That's the only way it's ever gonna see the light of day. Never ever gonna hear me say this ain't love, and there just must be no other way. I can tell you I'm thinking about you like every night and day. I cannot move my pride and tell you what's inside, that I love you, but I am too afraid that I'll give you everything that I have and you'll walk away. No, I won't be the fool today. So instead I'll say, if I fall, ain't gon' fall in. I listen to rabbit hole calling. Ooh, ooh, ooh. If I fall, ain't gon' fall in too. I listen to rabbit hole calling you. Down, down, down like a parachute, like a hole in the ground, fall in love with you. If I fall, ain't gon' fall in too. I listen to rabbit hole calling you. Down, down, down like a parachute, like a hole in the ground. I've been seeing you different now, change the way you been getting down. If I'm honest, I'm about it. Don't tell nobody, but I look like a fool in love. Got a lot up on my mind these days. Everything's superfluous and purpose that just melts away. I've been grinding, trying to find out all the ways I can get paid. I've been minding, watching top slip into retrograde. Been a minute since I really broke down all my thoughts. When you're in your mind, it's hard to find out that you're lost. Trying to be forgiven, I'm my own employee and a boss. Paying for success is so much stress, it's coming as a cost. You say I need to relax. Well, if you know that I need that, tell me, are you gonna have my back? My back, don't just say that. Could you be that somebody to make my stress leave? Gonna need more than your body to impress me. Cause I got a low pop, and you hit it high score. If you give it to me right, I might want a little more. Could you be that somebody to make my stress leave? Gonna need more than your body to impress me. Cause I got a low pop, and you hit it high score. If you give it to me right, I might want a little more. I may want a little more. Thinking about my kitchen, all them dirty dishes that I didn't do. I'm screwed, not to mention got the feeling the comments coming to get me. Tell me, can you protect me? Time is my mortal enemy, and I'm always battling. It seems I'm always running late somewhere. My battery is constantly dying. I don't got shit to wear. Wish that I could make everything levitate up in the air. This balancing act is working. I'm beginning not to care. So you say I need to relax. Well, if you know that I need that, tell me, are you gonna have my back? My back, don't just say that. Could you be that somebody to make my stress leave? Gonna need more than your body to impress me. Cause I got a low pop, and you hit it high skies. If you give it to me right, I might want a little more. Could you be that somebody to make my stress leave? Gonna need more than your body to impress me. Cause I got a low pop, and you get it high skies. If you give it to me right, I might want a little more. I might want a little more. You got me like some puppies.
Yo, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to HHSA Radio. You're rocking with Nate Fresh, and we've got Parisalexa in the building. And I just want to make a note of the fact that you are our first female musician on our show. Really? So, yeah, I'm really hyped about that. In terms of, we had, musicians-wise, we had our dance chairs. Shouts out Aaliyah and Ashley. If you're watching, what's good? They were on here. But, yeah, I just am really hyped about that. And, I think it's important because, it's like a male-dominant, hip-hop, but also I feel like...
No.
Yeah, also
if you don't say it,
just
I will.
in music.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's Seattle specifically.
And, yeah, I just think it's important to make sure that our female artists are represented. And, I'm always shouting out Gifted Gab because I'm...
So fire.
So dope. And
so fire.
I'm so hyped that she's, getting hella recognition. I still need to get her on the show.
Yeah,
but she's come through to the biggest, the podcast that I work at, but... the fact that she's getting so much love right now, it's pretty sick.
Yeah, that last song, they actually dropped that video on the same day of Drop Bloom.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
We did a show in Oregon together, and, I just, what?
After that, or?
Before, right before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right before, and they kept promoting, and they were like, both of our artists, have stuff to drop, and I was like, this is gonna pop, and then it really
That's
did.
tight. Yeah.
Got covered by Revolt, and, they...
Yeah, are you guys homies at all, or is that the first time that you guys?
We're cool, the same way as I'm cool with a lot of people in the scene. It's a respect.
Yeah.
I don't kick it with her just because
different.
We just have different circles. But she knows I think she's fire.
Yeah.
She likes my stuff. So.
Do you feel like there's a lot of community within female artists in Seattle?
No.
I just think it's important. I'm always curious to ask.
Right. No. The thing is, I don't think there is, but I think there needs to be.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
I definitely feel like I will be the one to do it. Or at least feel like I've been given the opportunity to do it, and so I need to use that. And so this summer, hopefully, I'm trying to curate like a bunch of shows and like getting a lot of youth creatives from the city all together, because I'm totally about collaboration. I don't know why people are weird. Like, some people are weird and like think, oh, I have to get to it first. Like, no, but if everybody eats, then everybody eats. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
That's just my motto. So
For sure. Who are some like female artists from like Pacific Northwest that you're like really fucking with right now?
Pacific Northwest?
Or like the local, like Seattle or whatever.
Okay, so I love Zahara. She's like my girl. I love Fallon Sierra. She came through Sound Off the year after me. And who else? I really like Taylor Elizabeth. Zelly's like, okay, I would just say Zelly's like the most fun show that I've ever been to. If you're looking for like just a wild ass night, go there. I guarantee no matter who you are, grandpa, grandma, dog, cat, you will be twerking by the end of the night. Like, there's no way you won't. So go.
You heard it here first. You heard it here first.
Yes.
Shit. Okay, for sure. That's dope. I mean, I'm always like, I think that's a really important question, because I think in like, at least in like female MCs, I think there's always kind of like, beef or whatever. Like, it sucks. And it's like, supposedly, I don't know. It's like Ebro in the morning. I watched this Ebro in the morning. It was like, so Ebro was trying to say that there's beef between Nicki and Cardi. And I was like,
why?
Yeah.
Like, can't there be minority women that are?
But also, Nicki's been problematic in terms of like starting beef and shit with like hella.
With everyone.
Yeah.
There's no need for that as a point.
Everyone
can eat. Like,
for sure. But anyway, back to what's going on with you. So Bloom. Who's like? Let's talk about this project. So are there visuals out for any of this, or?
Not yet. There will be soon, but not at the very moment. I'm working on a little something.
Okay, nothing that we can talk about right now?
Nah, not yet. But
all right, for sure.
Be on the lookout, though.
Okay, for sure. And then, like, so production, I mean, you do some production, but who produced on this album? And
Yes, so Antero and DJ Umar, who's also named Upi.
Yeah.
Or Upendu. They both produced it.
Okay.
And they were completely separate. Like, I met Antero in a completely different place, and then I had been friends with Upi from like years.
From More Music. Yeah.
Right, from More Music. And I just like noticed a consistency in their sound and what I was kind of talking about. And I don't know, I just smoked a lot of weed and then started talking about flowers, and then, and I was just
for sure.
not having like just out.
Okay, so are you a big smoker?
My mom wouldn't want me to say so, but yeah.
For sure. What's your like go-to in terms of like what you smoke? Like, do you smoke joints, blunts? Like,
I don't discriminate unless like I try to steer clear of the indica.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah, I'm trying to get stimulated. So.
For sure. Okay, for sure. We'll get Mom. We won't talk about that, but but okay, for sure. And then, but you also, it was engineered by Elon Wright.
Yeah, Elon Wright.
Shouts out
to Elon. He's my homie. He actually produced my song that I dropped before, Bloom, like Mariah.
Yeah. That's a tight one. We played that in one of our last shows. Yeah.
Yeah, lit. Well, we got another one coming this summer. And
tight.
It's gonna blow everyone's mind. I'm so excited. Elon is a genius. So.
Yeah, I mean, him and Nima have really, I feel like, been curating a lot of the music that's been coming out of Seattle, like, and a lot of the bigger stuff, that's been coming through, and I think that's really tight. Like, I know Nima from working at the podcast, but I haven't talked to Elon yet, but like talking to BFA about them, and then Kung Fu Grip. A lot of people who have come through here. Oh yeah, it's just super dope.
I think people like rock with them so much because there's so much more than just engineers.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I've worked more with Elon over the past I guess it's like 2 years now. Gosh, but he sings. He's like a musician. He's a crazy musician, and so using all that stuff to like actually help shape the artist's sound is like so necessary. Like, I can guarantee more than half of the industry, like, or at least the people that work with them, owe their sound to like them, like
Yeah.
like their finished product at least to them. Like.
Yeah, I want to talk to them about that. But yeah, shouts out to them, and they got a legendary studio too. I always talk about that.
So legendary.
So yeah, that's always super sick. And then so yeah, this album came out, and then you talked about that you did a video recently with KEXP.
Yes, I did. I did a KEXP in studio, and it was so great, and I cannot wait for the video to come out.
What do you know when it's gonna drop?
I don't know. They said a couple weeks, so it should be a couple weeks. So I'm gonna say like.
So this was how long ago was it? So it was like
It was last week.
last week. So maybe
Yeah.
can in like
soon.
yeah, soon.
I hope.
Keep your eye out though.
Manifest like as soon as possible. So.
Yeah, for sure. And then one thing that you did, like, was it over summer? Was going down to LA for this Grammy Foundation, where you got to work with like music professionals.
Yeah. Well, I did Grammy Camp when I was a junior. I think I was a junior. And yeah, I got to work with like a ton of cool people from there. And actually, I got to work with like the teachers, and the person that runs the USC music program is Patrice Rushen, who's like a super. I like love her and like classics.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, I got to meet her, and from the like final performance, there were a couple like industry professionals there. So I made a lot of relationships that I used like in LA from there. So
That's tight.
It was pretty tight, and now I'm part of the Grammy program. Well, I'm getting into the Grammy.
Is that like Grammy U or?
Grammy U is for like university students.
Right.
I didn't go to school. Yeah, I didn't go to school. So so I'm like trying to get into the actual program, and so I know a lot of the people that work in this region, and just further advocating for musicians and getting our rights, and they've done a lot for songwriters. So I'm super happy and excited to be a part of it.
Yeah. And so yeah, we talked about a lot about songwriting. Have you written for any like other artists that people might know? Or?
Yeah, I have written for them, but actual placements, like it's so difficult once it happens. But it's almost like once it happens, like you like got the ball rolling.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have a cool thing coming up where I can't really talk about it.
Yeah.
But I might be on TV sometime soon, writing for someone really big. So we'll see about that. But
Heard it here.
Well, you know,
Have you talked about that on these other interviews?
No,
that you did?
no.
Yeah, you know what's good on HHSA radio. We keep it popping on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I like. Okay, for sure. That's tight. That's dope.
Yeah.
That's really dope. Okay, and then well, let's play another track. I don't want to just keep on chattering people's ear off. Let's keep on playing some stuff off Bloom. I think we're playing Deadhead next.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's get it.
I remember what you said to me. Looked me in the eyes and told me lies and said that I never meant anything. Anything at all to you. Never thought that it was meant to be. So it wasn't like a heartbreak, just a mistake. Thought that we were friends at least. But I mean, that's some shit that friends don't do. Why would you diminish it, my significance? Don't you owe it to the memory, to be honest? But we haven't been playing by the rules, I guess, so I'ma do it back to you. Now I got a dead-headed. You had me feeling pathetic. Your energy was negative. I ain't sweating over you. Now I got a dead-headed. You had me feeling pathetic. I had to cut you off, so next year I can bloom. You're such an opportunist. I don't know what I'm saying, you already knew this. That's just the way you operate, that's how you do shit. Probably do what you did to me to a new bitch. So telling you was useless. I got a new man and he teaching me some new tricks. You tryna blow up burning bridges, I'm like deuces. You better hold on what you got before you lose it. Now I got a dead-headed. You had me feeling pathetic. Your energy was negative. I ain't sweating over you. Now I got a dead-headed.
Yo, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to HHSA Radio. You're with Nate Fresh, and we got Parisalexa in the building.
Hey.
And that was off of Bloom. That was Deadhead off of Bloom, her most recent project. It was an EP dropped at the end of January. So, yeah, we've been talking a lot about a lot of different stuff. There's, a lot of different stuff. But one thing I want to talk about that's not music related that I just see on social media is you're big into makeup and like doing your tutorials and stuff like that, keeping people on fleek. Like, what inspired you to do that? Like, where'd that come from? Oh, can you get in the
Okay.
mic?
Yeah. No, let me let the people know. No, I just looked busted in high school. Like that's honestly,
Who didn't though? That's the real.
Really, I just like can't relate with people that were on fleek in high school because it just was like such a low point. And like it was the time when it was still my peak at the time, so I was still thinking like, oh, like I was going to school every day thinking I had the little eyeliner on. No, but it wasn't working, and so I just like spent so long watching YouTube tutorials and stuff like that, and then I started like just doing stuff my own way and figuring out that like, oh, every makeup artist talks about the same thing and like the same like way that they do everything, and I was like, I really just don't do it like that. And people would ask me like, oh my gosh, how's your highlight so poppin'? And I was like, dang, maybe I should just do makeup tutorials. And so I started doing them, and then people like them.
Yeah.
I
She's
did.
like, and you like become like, it's like a little party with Paris, like on there. Like you're smoking a little bit, you're dancing a little bit.
I try to promote my friends' songs on there because I'm always listening to music when I do my makeup, and people wonder why I'm late places all the time, and like you could just look there and find out because that's really an everyday routine. Me just like jamming every day.
She was not late today.
I wasn't.
Just want to shout that out. Appreciate it.
Can I just give myself a round of applause for that? Cause
it's a struggle sometimes. It's cool though. But yeah, I just wanted to ask about that. I think that's like a cool little element. Like people get to look into your life a little bit, other like outside of the music, and kind of get to know you. I just thought it would be interesting to bring up.
Thanks.
But yeah, okay. Let's play another track. I wanted to play a couple features that you did, like so, and then maybe we can talk about them. I want to play "Fake Love" with Samurai Dell.
Yes.
So let's get that started.
Shout out Sam.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I admit it, yeah, I did it to myself. And I blamed him and blamed her and everybody else. But it's my choice to let my past define me. Won't let no one and no people been inside me. I'm tripping and I'm missing something different. I've been craving for so long, and it's difficult to be this open, just singing this song. But I'm opening my scars up, showing you the part of me that keeps on getting it wrong. And when I turn the page on this chapter, when I happily ever after, you're so far away in this age. Feels like I'm asking for heartbreak every time my back's turned. And I don't know how to take love. Fuck, boy, won't make love. When I took my time to break it, now when I make that mistake again, I only know how to fake love. Touch but I won't feel love. Now I know nothing about no real love. Took my time to break it, now I got too much at stake, and I only know how to fake love. Only know. I've been looking at my parents on TV and magazines. I've been thinking that this just wasn't meant for me. Might be early to rule myself out, but the older that I get, the more I find myself in doubt. Now I can miss you and kiss you, feel something for you, infatuated with you, or even adore you, but I won't let myself feel the four-letter word. Cause the last time I did, all that left me was hurt. Now I don't know how to take love. Fuck, boy, won't make love. When I like everyone around me is falling in and out of love so easily. Maybe I'm the one that's made for me. I don't know how to take love. Fuck boy, won't make love. Well, it's like one time to break. I will never make that mistake again. I only know how to fake love. Touch but I won't feel love. Now I know that I'm no real love. It's like one time to break. Now I got too much at stake and I only know how to fake love. Only know.
Yo, welcome back to HHSA Radio. You're rocking with Nate Fresh, and we got Parisalexa in the building.
Hey.
And yeah, we're coming near the end of our time here, but Paris was telling me some funny stuff about that track and like in terms of like when she wrote it. Can you talk a little bit about that?
I wrote that song like right before I went to France, and then when I came back from France, that's like when my boyfriend, well, then at the time he wasn't my boyfriend, but I like told him when I was there, I was like, hey, listen to this song, and like he was like, dang, like I relate to it, and I was like, miss you, and he was like, miss you too, like see you soon, and he was away at the time, and so when I didn't know he was back, so I came home and he was in my backyard, and he was like that song was so good, da 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 da, and that was just like the beginning crux of like all that we are now.
Oh,
So,
that's pretty tight.
yep.
That's
Exclusive content.
Yeah, that's good. That's good stuff. I mean, yeah. I mean, everybody. And then you guys are doing long distance. I can relate to that. Shouts out my girl Hannah. That's wifey up in UBC. Shouts out to you.
Shouts out long distance relationship.
Yeah, they're hard.
Hard
Take a lot of work, but it's worth it in the end if it's the right person. But yeah, shoot. Well, I don't want to. What else? I mean, let's finish up with like anything that you want to plug. I mean, you got that KEXP video that's going to be dropping soon.
KEXP video. I have a new song that'll be dropped. Well, 2 new songs that'll probably be one this month and then maybe one April. And I'm going to have a fire video for that. So I'll definitely be plugging all that stuff. But I have a show sometime this month. Don't know exactly when or where.
Let us know. We'll
But
plug you, though.
It'll be
for
a
sure.
Bloom show. So, yeah.
Tight.
I will.
And then are you going on tour with Bloom at all? Or you just kind of... I know you got a few shows coming up.
I might go to LA. I think LA is definitely a location I want to go to, but I have like a central, so like maybe Washington, Oregon, California. I'll try to work something like that.
For sure.
So.
Oh, this is what I was going to ask you earlier, and I totally forgot. Are you managed at all, or are you kind of
Yeah.
doing all your own stuff?
Well, I did for a long time, and I always like to talk about that. But right now, no. I have management now, and it's so great because I don't have to worry about emailing everyone back and all this stuff. And
Yeah.
because I'm super unorganized. But yeah, I did self-manage for a long time. So for those of you who are thinking that it's super hard, you can do it. It's possible. I did it for a little while, almost killed myself, but I didn't. And yes, it's possible.
Tight. Okay. Well, with that, I mean... Thank you for coming through. I'm really glad that we could work this out. First female musician on here, and we got to talk a little bit about that in Seattle. And yeah, I mean, let's jam out. I think we're going to jam out to Leaves and Seasons off of Bloom. And yeah, you guys go check that out. Where can people find you on social media?
On social media, everything is Parisalexa Music. On Instagram, Parisalexa Music. Twitter, Parisalexa Music. And SoundCloud, Parisalexa.
And is that
And
there's
Facebook,
no
Parisalexa.
is there spacing?
No spaces.
SoundCloud is so like troublesome
I
in terms of
know,
finding people,
I
but
know.
you got the link like on your social,
Yeah,
right? Okay.
everything's on there.
Well, there you go, guys. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of HSA Radio. Come through to the showcase on Wednesday. It's a free show. Porter Ray, Mr. DC, who Paris is
Shouts
homies with.
out. Double.
And then the Folks Collective, so some dancing too. It's going to be a poppin' event that we're co-hosting with ASUW Arts and Entertainment. Yeah, and it's free, so get there early. There's limited seating at the ECT on Wednesday. So with that, peace. This has been Nate Fresh with Parisalexa and my right-hand man, Evan. Thank you, guys. Peace.
Oh, 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 oh. Baby, that's just how I do. I'm crazy, that's what you say to me. Don't do conclusions with no reason. You always telling me I'm tweaking. Baby, that's just how I do. I'm crazy, but can you blame me? Kinda hard for me to keep all my shit together. When I pray for somebody great, give me better. You're my blessing, but I'm stressing, trying to keep you all to myself. 'Cause I know them girls, I see what I see. 'Cause you're tall, dark, and you're sexy. And you keep me on a short leash. Get as crazy as you let me. You got me hooked like a skill now. Got me hooked like a pill now. Keep on telling me to chill out. Well, baby, I know I'm tripping. Boy, I'm only tripping 'cause I love you. I know I bug you sometimes. While I'm on your nerves, you're on my mind all the time. I know I'm tripping. Boy, I'm only tripping 'cause I love you. I know I bug you sometimes. While I'm on your nerves, you're on my mind all the time. You say you're gonna love me through the seasons. You don't be changing with the leaves, and I love that about you. You're so consistent while I'm busy shifting. When I say shit, I don't be meaning. You keep loving me till I fall deep in. And every time I do, I wonder why we're distant. Baby, let's get back to kissing. I know them girls, I see what I see, but boy, they can't love you like me. If we keep this thing exciting, we still loving when we fighting. You got me hooked like a skill now. I got more than some fears now. You don't really want me to chill out, huh? I know I'm tripping.